Oh, welcome to another edition of XFeed. My name's the Schiller. If this is the first time watching, what's up? We do a daily show where we talk about everything Web3 NFTs, and that word might scare you away, but let's get into things. First of all, I remember this, and you probably do too. My mom told me as a kid this was illegal whilst driving, and I still believe it to this day. Talking about the middle light in the car, I totally remember that. Mom's watching. I remember being terrified to hit that while the roads are on, or the lights on. Sorry. Okay, so we brought this up a while ago where PayPal apparently said that they're going to shock the world, and that event starts in 1 hour, which should be about now. So we'll see if while we're here live, if anybody's paying attention to that, or we see stuff on the X feed, we'll bring it up there. But again, does PayPal announce some kind of integration with blockchain more so? That is what we will hope to see. Nice. Wait, it's not illegal? That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. All right. Jaden, I own 1% of the entire supply of wrapped strikers. It's either irresponsible or smart. Maybe it's both. Now, you might not know about this collection, but at a point, for whatever reason, everybody was hyped up on these like old ancient cards. So Crypto Strikers was the first sports NFT project on Ethereum in 2018. Wrapped Strikers carry on its legacy by making the cards compatible with the new NFT protocol. So it's done, almost 3,000 ETH in volume. So that's pretty respectable. Yo, Fresco, read my tweet. I will. Remind me if I forget. But there was a rush of historic NFTs, and I'm trying to remember exactly, but it was like curio cards. It was these, and there was like one or two other collections, and the narrative at the time was all about historic NFTs. It could have been Ether Rocks, I think, was included in that when they first really took off. But it's funny looking at this and thinking, okay, like we haven't really had a historic narrative in a really long time, but them talking about how they own 1% of the supply, well, all right, listen, that's going to be crazy. Also, 0% royalties on that. We'll see if that plays a part. We talked about it yesterday, I believe, maybe the day before, about how the markets are getting sensationalized and people love following the big players. And I don't know if it's maybe just I never paid attention to Dave Portnoy before in terms of like him having these stock inputs, but I'm noticing all over my timeline people talking about what he's buying, whether it's stocks, crypto, and this is like a mainstream variation of kind of like what we're doing every day in a way, right? And so I don't know. I just thought that that's kind of like rejustification to, hey, we're getting the market sensationalized. Grapcoin, if you guys don't know, Grapcoin was one of the projects that was backed by Mocha brands. They launched, for some reason, they had a token sale that was on ETH, and then they launched it on Binance Smart Chain. Why? I don't know. It was super weird. However, everybody was like, oh my God, this is going to be on Binance, yada, yada, yada. But with that said, they actually have the ETH token deployment for that. Pepper, holy sweet sugar. I got to shut the door. You try to open a window for the bird so they can see outside and see their friends, and then a crow or something comes by, and the thing just loses its mind. Holy sheesh. But anyway, so this is interesting. I'm surprised that it didn't happen during the launch. The hype for grapes, again, they were at like 4 ETH. Now they're around an ETH. The token was like upwards of like 15, 20 cents. I think it's hovering around 5 right now. But just the only reason that I mention this, apart from, okay, cool, there's like more of that integration with ETH that's directly, it's just know that there is a lot of hypes before tokens, and we're going to get more into that in a second. So just be aware of the dynamics around tokens here. And here we go. A future powered by Mocha, built by Mocha fam. We are thrilled to announce Mochaverse officially signed on as an inaugural launch partner to the Mocha Foundation. Together, we will facilitate the adoption of Mocha across Mochaverse and a Mocha brand. So This is a collection, or sorry, I guess I should say token, that is going to launch. I think all the hype in the world is going to be around it because you have to remember Mocha is involved in literally everything. And that's one of the reasons that initially the Mocha NFTs did well, was because everybody's like, okay, like this is connected somehow. And now the incentive for a token, everybody's going, woo, sweet child of mine, right? So, but the fact that Mocha is going to be an omni-chain network token, that is going to be interesting. As per, I've always been saying that it's going to be a multi-chain future, and we are really starting to see omni-chain pop up a little bit more. We'll get to Parallel in just a second, where again they have something that is omni-chain. Mochaverse completely popping off to 5 ETH floor after providing more clarity on this upcoming token. The opposite of buy the rumors, sell the news. We've known a Mocha token has been coming for a while, but the prices have run more and more as it has approached. So when we're looking at the NFT space right now, the narrative and what is going to send projects, I think, is if there's a token launch. That's all people care about. We always have this argument of what's going to be better, the NFTs or the token, especially for us within the Featureverse family, because, you know, we're like, okay, who the hell is going to buy our rabbits and whatnot? But it's easy for people to get into these tokens, speculating on that aspect. But just realize before a token launch like this, unless there's more clarity on how the distribution is going to go, people think that there's going to be like a larger upfront claim. That was speculated within Featureverse, and that was kind of incorrect. I think that they did give like a fair amount of bonus or just like allocation to that initial drop, but then it was kind of, it's been like a slow release, which is fine, right? That's all about sustainability, and that's the same with Grape Token. They gave you like 20% of the Grapecoin allocation that you bought for your 0.75 ETH. And then it's kind of like a slow dispersal after that. So again, just pay attention because all the narratives are going to be around tokens. I've never seen this before. Not Play Ember, I've seen that, but they had their mint today and they sold out. And I don't think I've ever seen like a cluster of people having like a mint party for something. Like, I don't know when we got into that space of like, hey, we need all these like big influencer type things to launch a collection. I'm not saying it's bad by any means. I'm just saying I genuinely don't think we've ever had this kind of like, hey, we're having a mint party with all these big players in the space. Come mint the project. Like maybe in individual groups, but not in this way. But Play Ember has sold out. You might have seen it on your timeline. Now, the thing that is, I was trying to figure out how to go about this segment, but the reason for this title is partially to do with this, and partially what we just saw a second ago with the collection of people that are joining together to mint something. So Shadow Hats, this is from the Forgotten Runes team. They launched on Bitcoin Ordinals. They say, we're excited that Shadows will have access to the Bit Ordinals release, a 10K Ordinal collection launching soon on BTC. Bits are PFP characters inspired by the origins of handheld gaming and are access to a fast-paced game creation incubator for BTC, created by some of the best minds in Web3. Okay, so, all right, Shill, get to your friggin' point. Everybody is doing these collabs. Everybody's trying to work together. And it feels like suddenly there's a rush of these new mints. And it just seems like odd, right? Because we went through like literally nothing. And I've highlighted about how, you know, everybody's waiting for production to launch their fully worked on games and experiences and whatnot. And now we're here. And it seems that on top of all the products launching, everyone that wanted to mint something is launching it. And so are these liquidity grabs? Are they all, you know, genuine collections? And I'm using this as an example. I'm not saying this is probably amazing. Like, again, Forgotten Runes team, highest respect. They've published everything, but just I'm noticing on my timeline all of these collections and things and people kind of backing it and supporting. And it's like, holy shit. Like, I get that it's interoperable, but it is kind of nuts that everything feels like it's all kind of coming together in like a grand big hurrah in a way, where before it was like every man for himself. Blackberry series was so good. Blackberry used to control 45% of the cell phone market, and today it's 0%. Such a fascinating story. I remember owning a Blackberry phone myself and enjoying it. Well, the reason I'm highlighting this is because when we look at the NFT market, we look at, CryptoSlam.io, for example, CryptoSlam.io. If we used to look at this like a year ago, what we have in terms of like the top collections for ranking volume, all like literally none of these except for maybe CryptoPunks, right? And so you go down the list, you see all these different ones. This one could have been there, this one's over here, yada, yada. But just know that within the space, we consistently have new leaders taking over, new things that you weren't expecting, and empires can fall. And then they can come back up again, too. Speaking of Top Shot. All right. We highlighted this the other day. And this potentially for you Root Network people is one of the first things that could happen on Root Network once they kind of open it up a little bit more. And this is from Jupiter Exchange on Solana. Test token Mock Jupiter, Mock Jupe, flips meme coin bonk in 24-hour DEX volume. Its price pumps over 36% despite having repeatedly warned its holders that they should be ready to ride it to zero. People are speculating on things. Liquidity's flying. We're matching that up with everybody launching these new collections. Hopefully everything's sustainable and good. Over the past few days, Say has more NFT sales than Base, Avalanche, Optimism, and Arbitrum combined. Are you not entertained? If you haven't seen, Say's popping off. A lot of the NFTs are starting to go. I've created the wallet. I haven't moved anything over yet. Again, I've always kind of said I'm pretty like all in on Featureverse right now. We'll see how that pans out when we have the root drop. Am I going to explore other things? Kind of thinking about it, but when you look at the Stay ecosystem, there's, I feel like I need to know a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like there's some hype around certain collections because it's the first, or they're building these things. But I mean, is it just kind of better to hold the coin? Is it better to get into the NFTs? I don't know. But we're moving. Yo, KC, what's going on, brother? We're proud to have Google running a Ronin network validator, shaping the future of a gaming universe with interrelated, immersive, and rewarding experiences. So for the Futureverse fam, we've seen a couple different players like the Catalyze Research say that they're running a validator. For Ronin here, they have Google.
Sky Mavis, as a company, started out with Axie, and then eventually, evolved into this grand company that is now building a distribution platform that's built around the infrastructure of Web3.
Axies are fierce and adorable pets. You can battle them, you can collect them. Axies are NFTs, so you actually own them.
Our core business include building games which have real player-owned economies. Also, we create a marketplace to empower the games and also the players.
Axie is the #1 NFT project by all-time transaction volume at 4.2 billion, and the most played NFT game of all time.
When we look back from the incident itself, it's a pretty big emotional hit, right? When you think that everything you have been working towards might be going down.
I think a lot of people would have crumbled in that type of situation, but we had the support of the community. They were cheering us on.
I'm really glad that we were able to pull through and then also refund all of the users.
When it comes to trying to figure out what happened behind the scenes, Google people have been very helpful, supportive, and friendly to us.
We have been doing deep level forensics, working with top security experts. We now have Google Cloud as one of the validators, which is a very big deal for us.
Working with Google Cloud, I think, is super important for us to really be able to scale our user base.
Google Cloud visited our office here in Ho Chi Minh City, going through some of the infrastructure to make sure that nothing bad can happen.
Axie is a game that's turned into a movement. We know we're doing our job when our players are getting their friends, their family, even their grandma involved with Axie.
With Axie, we've tried to provide value to the players through making a fun game, which is high entertainment value, but at the same time also gives more back in the long term.
Okay, there you go. A little bit of an update, but still super cool. Google involved with Ronin. Now, speaking of a different collection that's also pretty hyped up, and Sir Mr. Fresco here, breaking news for Aluvium. After some not so great news about Grant leaving Aluvium, here is a sneak peek of Aluvials in the overworld that just dropped. I believe this is such a big thing for Aluvium to be successful. That's my opinion. So here's a quick little 30-second video. I don't think there's any sound. Maybe, I don't know. Yo, not triple double shot. Ronin, brother. Yeah, I don't think there's any volume on this, but yeah, for anyone that's watching via audio only, it's just kind of a character that looks like an anteater, but they're bigger. And then there is a, I guess that was a child, and now there is a bigger one behind it, or, oh, nope, they're the same size. One was standing on a platform. That's okay. That is okay. So for Fresco here, I want to bring up in a second. Let's go to Fresco's tweet here, where he was, oh my God, Fresco, there we go. So is PoWorld the death knell for Aluvium? One of the co-founders of Aluvium stepped down today. The two games are really similar in concept. PoWorld is Pokemon with guns. PoWorld, but with NFTs, doesn't quite have the same ring to it. Thoughts? So it just also includes a screenshot of them saying that Grant Warwick, one of the founders, has made the decision to step away. So my initial thought with this is, okay, so PoWorld, I've seen a lot of people talk about it. I've not dove into it. I've genuinely watched some streams. I've watched clips about the game, and I'm like, I don't really feel like I want to play it. Now, whoa, holy sugar shit, right? That doesn't mean that it's not a good game. Doesn't mean that if I do play it, I'm going to absolutely fall in love with it. Probably try it at some point. But I think that, like, for the genre of the different games, that matters. And I don't know if I saved, but Pokemon did respond. So if we do Pokemon responds to PoWorld here, they had a statement that they put out today. Hopefully, oh my God, I don't want to read the whole article. Just show me the clip of what they said, bro. Yes, the Pokemon Company is aware of PoWorld. So we have received many inquiries, and this is from the Pokemon Company. We have received many inquiries regarding another company's game released in January 2024. We have not granted any permission for the use of Pokemon intellectual property or assets in that game. We intend to investigate and take appropriate measures to address any acts that infringe on intellectual property rights related to the Pokemon. We will continue to cherish and nurture each and every Pokemon and its world, and the work to bring the world together through Pokemon in the future. So I think for Aluvium, we say the notion of like, oh, it's like Pokemon and like to an extent, but I feel like PoWorld looks a hell of a lot more like Pokemon. And the other thing with it is like, I think that if PoWorld just had like its own breadth of characters that weren't even, like, because people are putting them side by side and they're like, oh, look how friggin' similar they are. If they just created like their own variation of it, I don't think it's like, oh my God, they needed to look like Pokemon to do that. I think like the gameplay is fun. If they had a look that was a little bit more unique, yada yada. Fresco, it's flat feet, not shred trail. Bill, you're crazy. They're probably talking about the Pokemon mod that is already out for PoWorld. Yeah, so yeah, to clarify, sorry, I think that they made that statement because there was a mod that was out. Apparently that was DMCA'd, but there's still a lot of people where if you scroll on TikTok, you look at PoWorld, you have people that are IP lawyers giving all these speeches about, hey, this is why this is probably not going to go anywhere, but these are like the 4 steps that they would need to go over and reflect on. But it's an interesting thought for sure with the Aluvium and the Pokemon aspect, but I think like if the gameplay is fun, which I saw somebody fudding the hell out of the gameplay on one of the trailer shares earlier. I didn't save that, didn't want to FUD too much here, but they were like, oh, this game's terrible and awful. It more comes down to that aspect where I think Aluvium is also doing several games. So it's like, okay, maybe one game's not a massive success, but another variation of that could be. But speaking of games, game on, baby. Take a look at the 5 companies Yugal Labs is working with on its games. Okay, the board Gazette. What do we got here? So Faraway, a game developer, not only creates games, but has also established a platform for NFT creation and a marketplace for aspiring creators. Their focus on user-generated content, UGC, extends to games like Mini Royale Nations, Faraway Land, and the upcoming Dookie Dash Unclogged. Creators can use the Creator Suite to mint custom skins, gears, and avatars. Storefronts can also be customized. With this said, I want to give a quick little break here for a moment. If you guys are enjoying this video, please please drop a like and maybe share it with a friend. Absolutely love you guys. I've been uploading a ton of shorts. If you guys want to see something cool, go check out the shorts on YouTube. We're mooning on some of the views. It feels good. All right. Hadian, an award-winning startup backed by $50 million from Epic Games, Ericsson, and Yugal Labs, specializes in AI-powered spatial computing. They aim to merge physical and virtual realms seamlessly. Considering the metaverse as a 3D layer of social media, Ian has worked with notable companies like Microsoft, Minecraft, and Epic Games. Excelbyte, with $70 million in funding, supports cross-platform accounts, matchmaking, in-game stores, and analytics. Founded in 2016, they have engineered online systems for major brands and gaming platforms, including Fortnite, Epic Online Store, Xbox Live, and EA Origin. Now, any of you guys have the EA Origin like Battle Pass? They have like it's like the Xbox Game Pass, but for like EA Origin. It's like, yeah, I want to play like FIFA 14 on that lovely offering. Bad Rhino Studios is an independent game developer since 2015, focusing on pushing the boundaries of Unreal Engine for games on various platforms. They became an approved service partner for Unreal Engine in 2023, collaborating with brands like Cartoon Network, Epic Games, and Meta. Notice how Epic Games is in every single one of these. Helica described as the most powerful Web3 gaming analytics platform. Helica provides analytics solutions to studios for building, growing, and optimizing games. They offer game analytics, marketing tooling, and game management infrastructure. Helica's network includes partnerships and collaborations with Pudgy, Animoca, Coinbase Base, Gala Games, Proof of Play, Arbitrum, AI Arena, and Immutable. Have you guys ever heard of Helica? Helica Gaming. It's got 11,000 followers. I don't know. DM to book a demo. Okay, that's kind of cool. I like the aspect of them showing the stats, I guess, is how we would look at that one. Are you trying to be like Crago with the short series? Wait, what? Listen, we're breaking down the gaming here, sir. All of the insights, the information, and the things you need to know. You love Helica. Yo, Fresco. Tell us more, sir. They're mostly like a B2B SaaS company. No, you're a SaaS company. Oh, this guy, so sassy. You ever seen Trailer Park Boys when Bubbles talks about like the liquor being sassy? If you know, you know. Okay, so this is funny, and I guess for anybody that's watching that is not familiar with the space and you're trying to get your feet wet in a way, there's Zealy and then there's Galaxy. Okay, there's two different things. Zealy is Zealy, and then Galaxy, and I think both of these companies try to help get user bases or users for different blockchain related protocols. If you're in Futureverse, you know that the Discord became awful. I honestly, it made me like not even want to go into the Discord anymore because of the amount of spam, BS, and everything else. But there is an opportunity there. If you're trying to get a little bit of crypto, you can earn off of just being somewhat active and being like within like the top 1,000. You get like 20 to 50 bucks in a various currency. But with that said, Parallel Network is doing that, and you can see it's already got 50,000 views, which again, I don't think Parallel gets that much. But these campaigns really do a whole lot. And there we go. There's the I did save it. Damn it. But Pokemon acknowledging PoWorld on that one. Who would win in a fight, Crago or Schiller? I think Crago's significantly taller, respectfully. But I mean, listen, when the facial hair department, it depends. Like, are we having like a UFC brawl? Is it a who can grow the better facial hair? That is the question. And look at this. We got a pen. Doctor. I need a diagnosis. Don't fade projects on Solana. All right, hands up if you've been fading Solana projects. No, listen, put them up high. Jerry, I don't ever say this, but I'm legitimately on like a stand under me because my legs don't reach the floor when I'm sitting. But I'm like 5'7" or something. But listen, in person, we're a little rascal, if you know what I mean. So anyway, back to the friggin' point here, guys. Quit distracting me. Sheesh. Clay Sores, OK Bears, Mad Lads, Crypto Undeads. Okay, let's do 30 seconds. Look, listen, Clay, these guys follow me. Hell yeah, I don't even buy their stuff, but one of their 4,000 followers. Wag me. Okay, Clay Sores. What info can we find within 30 seconds? Meet the Clay Sores, a wild herd embarking on epic adventures. Look at that thing. That's crazy. Okay, it's clay time, 7 species, 10,222 unique dinosaurs, endless possibilities. Meet the Squad's origin story, Claynotopia. Everybody's calling it Topia or verse, hence Schiller verse. What's new? Crafting the future of entertainment with Claysaurs. One Claysaur zoomed into the fast lane at an F1 shack and a playful adventure with toys. Something. Okay. Bullish or bearish? Listen, we have first look, bullish or bearish. I think the animation looks pretty clean. Pretty clean. I'll add it. Pretty clean. But let's go to the next one here. Do they follow? Can we judge? Okay, bears? Nope, they don't follow. 0. 122K followers? Holy shit. Remember, these were a super hyped up collection that like the founder left and then like not okay bears got created, and it was like a really weird situation. From the humble beginnings of this okay bears site, we've evolved into a diverse ecosystem with expanded collections, multiple blockchains, and a myriad of real-world collaborations. Our growth has outpaced our initial platform, leading us to unveil our new digital home at OK.xyz. Okay, so they haven't even updated their site on their friggin' X bio. What the hell, dude? We're all gonna be okay. Say good morning. You smell like a hot bagel. A gated experience that rewards OK digital collectible holders with amazing prizes and exclusive merchandise. Okay. We're going to rate that as an F. Listen, what the hell kind of first experience is this? The people building the websites? Absolutely doggy. Okay, Mad Labs by Backpack. 80,000 followers. This one, it's got to be good, right? It's got to be good. Download Backpack? No, thank you. I'm scrolling. Can you hear this? I'm scrolling. There's literally nothing going on. Okay, we click on roster. The roster. In an era saturated with content creators. Excuse me? How many other people are doing this every day? Gated. The roster stands out as a beacon of audacity and originality. Gated. Staying true to the Mad Lads philosophy, they fearlessly venture into uncharted territories, delivering content that is bound to captivate audiences beyond Web3. I've never heard of any of these people. Respectfully, I've never heard of any of these people. And then they show this. But what the hell does this have to do with the collection? So let's go over to news. Let's go over to news. They want you to sign up for their email. Building brick by brick. Pagala, brick by brick, brick by... Okay, F. Why are people buying this? Okay, crypto undeads. We've been over this a little bit with over their hype and whatnot. Let's check this out. Welcome to crypto undeads. NFTs are dead. According to the media, yet here we are. Undead are unshakable. Our 10,000 unique undead collectibles are living eternally on the Solana blockchain. Okay, that's their entire site. F. Don't fade projects on Solana. I'm fading all of them. Claysaurs looks kind of interesting, though, in terms of the animation, but get that sugar shit out of here. Okay, listen, if you're watching or listening, I should say, I'm going to request that you come back to the stream for a moment. I need to show you the craziest thing you've seen from the leader of Canada, okay? So he's at a hockey game, and it's like the... PWHL, and it's like the new women's hockey league, and Justin Trudeau's there. This has been memed to all hell. He was like fist bumping in the line when the players hit the ice, and he's now in the crowd. I'm gonna let this roll a few times because it's only 3 seconds, but look at this man clap, and look at the person next to him that gets awkwarded out. That is the leader of Canada. You know, people make fun of Joe Biden and stuff, but this is the man here when he's like, oh my God, I'm on camera. I think he saw it from his peripherals. He's on camera. What in the halibut is this? That's crazy, bro. Yo, Hunar, how do I look up rubbers without it like bringing up like rubbers in terms of like, think of like a college, you know what I mean? We got to go to Magic Eden. That's that. Okay, true. He didn't want to type in rubbers on Google, if you know what I'm saying. Okay. I need that. So this is funny because off initial look, if you guys remember yesterday, I showed like a piece of art from Raw and Rendered, and it was like a collection that... Sorry, it's not a collection. It was like an individual piece of art, but it was like 2 rubber bands put to each other, basically. And then Solana does that exact same thing. But, yo, Hunar, you rich off this? Are people back in the generative thing? People like it? Okay, dude. That girl will be like, yo, Joby, it's a women's hockey game. Screwy. Just go to Magic Eden. Yo, listen, I need you to type a little bit faster there, Hunar, unless there's a delay on this, and then never mind, bro. Never mind, bro. Okay, all you need to know about Doodles. Here we go. Doodle Ecosystem Quick Chart. Holy shit. I'm just going to leave it like this. Coloring the world with joy. They have the OG PFP that you can wrap with space doodles. A lot of people were like, what the hell is this? Because it's like an animated version. Again, still kind of all right. They have the duplication tool. They have the Doodles drop with the Genesis box, which if we go to OpenSea here and we go to Genesis box, is that what it is? Yeah. These are at 0.05. They had like a reverse Dutch auction or something. These were going for like 0.5 during. So people were not fans of that whatsoever. But there's a Pharrell pack. They have a Crocs box, Doodles wearables, Studio Beta Pass. They have over 500,000 followers across all socials, 54 million in VC funding, 300,000 in volume on ETH, and founded for 2+ years. Holy shit. Then they say they have the strongest community. Respectfully, I don't know like half of these things. I've not seen it. And that's another thing. Recognize, I hope you guys are aware when we are talking about whatever, it's what I see. It's like a somewhat biased perspective from my point of view. I'm wrong on a hell of a lot of things. And I'm kind of like, a product of my environment per se. But if you're bullish on something like Hunar is for those rubbers, tweet about it. Give us some info. You never know who might be watching. December Yugal Labs IP ecosystem update. This is wild. So they have an unbelievable amount of people that are building around the Bored Ape IP. 343 total projects and growing. 24 projects in beverages, which seems very excessive, but is what it is. 14 projects in the food section. Introduction of various new beverages and food items, expanding their reach globally, blending the Web3 and physical world. So again, you never know when you might see some kind of Bored Ape branded stuff in your supermarket. Okay, another announcement here from Immutable. I thought that Imaginary Ones died, okay? I've not seen anybody talked about it. The initial mint people were all about it. Apparently it's got 500,000 followers. I don't even have 1,000 mutuals with it. Which I mean is neither here nor there. I think I follow like about 5,000 people. And normally for like collections that are really, really popular, it's at least at that 1,000 threshold mark. But powering the bubble protocol, token, whatever. But Imaginary Ones is committed to building on Immutable ZK EVM. Created in 2022, Imaginary Ones is a PFP collection with 17,000 ETH total trading volume that has absolutely developed strategic partnerships with giants such as Hugo Boss. Many would remember their first collection of 8,888 full animated 3D characters selling out in a record 6 minutes. Remember the FOMO, Mechaverse, Imaginary Ones? That was a time. They've added gaming into their ecosystem with Bubble Rider receiving widespread adoption with millions of games played. Now as part of the growing Web3 ecosystem, they are kickstarting with their first mobile game, Bubble Rangers with Immutable ZK EVM. Bubble Rangers is an endless runner game with challenging obstacle, tons of fun, a beautiful world, and big rewards. The vision is simple, bring smiles to the world, bubble by bubble. Imaginary Ones is already developing 6 casual games with mobile-first approach to introduce the mainstream audience to their IP. So there we go. Immutable is partnering with Imaginary Ones. Another day, another Immutable partnership. Right curve move here is to buy coin. They're going to murder it on fees this quarter, historic next 2 quarters. And to be honest, it's interesting Tyler's saying that. And then I also watch Elio Trades, who's like a crypto YouTuber that more focuses on like market dynamics. And he talked about like Coinbase stock repeatedly on his video yesterday. And I was like, all right, so I'm seeing 2 people now showing the shit out of Coinbase, understand that they have their bags, but at the same time, like, if these big entities have to trade through these exchanges, like, they're not wrong. The fees they're going to get, as the announcement, Grayscale sent another 19,200 Bitcoin worth 7,600 million to Coinbase. Think of the fees on that. That's crazy. That's absolutely monumental. So, generally agree with that sentiment, but I've also seen a lot of uptick regarding crypto mining stocks. But just, I mean, is crypto stocks going to outweigh the actual crypto? Maybe. Little esports news here. FaZe Clan stock price has doubled after they announced a multi-million-dollar gambling sponsor for their CS team. I'm surprised we haven't seen more gambling enter the realm of Web3. Like, I mean, I guess there's like a funny, like, ironic, like, everything's gambling here that people say, but like, there's Rollbit, and I feel like there's not been as much. Obviously, there's Esport Bet too, which I've seen on a lot of esport podcasts as a sponsor. But just, my feed, I don't really ever see it that much besides particular videos that I watch. But also Call of Duty League today. I think the first match is like FaZe versus Los Angeles Guerrillas. If you're watching that, starting a little bit later, very excited for it. We have collections out there that are dropping their gameplay, that are showing more insights, that are doing really cool things. And then Gala Games and Miranda's Game here are highlighting a Wallpaper Wednesday. Again, I've been a little bit critical of Miranda's because I'm like, okay, like, where is the extra tweets for these things? But look at this. We're planning a Miranda's Directors offsite in Austin, Texas in early February. Two big topics to discuss: Gala Chain and Web3 integration. How do we architect Miranda's to honor the vision and Web3 principles? Given the GC tech, what can we guarantee and what impacts could we have on gameplay? And there's a little bit more in talking about the tokenomics for it. But again, this was supposed to be one of the big flagships for Gala Games that was super hyped up. They had events where they filmed live recordings, and it was like, hey, here's the Gala Games showcase. And they had like an entire bit where it was like people sitting next to the fire and they talked with like the game designer and all this stuff. I'm like, why do I not see it more? What in the halibut is going on? For any MLB fans, the list of first-time eligible players for the 2025 Hall of Fame ballot is stacked. CC Sabathia, Ichiro Suzuki, Dustin Pedroia, Felix Hernandez, Curtis Granderson, Russell Martin, Hanley Ramirez, Adam Jones, Ian Kinsler, Brian McCann, Ben Zobrist, and Troy Tulowitzki. Notably not wearing a Blue Jays jersey, wearing a Colorado's Rocky one. There's your MLB update of the day. A little bit of a security concern. By the way, a lot of emails going out. I saw G Honey here saying, hey, I got this email from Treasure. I was like, don't click it. Just go and see if your hardware wallet has any direct updates for it. He's like, yeah, I know. But then I highlighted the Zach XBT showed that there was a bunch of phishing emails going around from Cointelegraph, Wallet Connect, Token Terminal, and DeFi, other DeFi teams. And then Treasure, which was the original post was about, actually said, hey, we have problems. Security alert, we've detected an unauthorized email impersonating Trezor sent from a third-party email provider we use. If you received a suspicious email with the project line assets undergoing upgrade from the ID no reply at Trezor.io, please do not click any links or provide any info within. Our trust is your trust is our priority. Rest assured, your wallets and funds remain secure. Remember, never disclose your recovery seed. Stay vigilant for phishing attempts. So there is your update on that. I'm just checking right quick regarding PayPal because they were supposed to be live with their "We Are Going to Shock the World" here. So hopefully we have some kind of announcement we can go out. Whoa. So 14 minutes ago, look at this shit. PayPal CEO said he would shock the world on January 25th. Today, they released some AI features and the chance to earn cash back through the PayPal app. The stock is down 3% and falling currently. Look at that disaster. This is the problem when you hype up things and you don't meet expectations. Welcome to Web3 PayPal, even though your announcement wasn't about Web3. However, if it was, maybe we would have seen a little bit of green instead of the red candle of death. That's going to be it for this edition of XFeed. Again, if you've been watching at all, give me that thumbs up. I really appreciate that. Maybe leave a comment if you're watching the VOD afterwards and share it with one friend because we're looking real good. Of course, tomorrow we'll be back again, but I appreciate you guys tuning in. Hunar, Jerry, Mr. Bill Green. You guys are legends. Fresco, if you're still here too, you're all right, bud. You're all right. We'll talk soon. Peace.